I have a little bit of a special video today. I actually ended up taking some trades today, solely in the PM session today. It was kind of interesting because I don't really try to trade PM session, but I was just kind of just scalping towards like where I thought the draw on liquidity was. This one I didn't mean to do. This was an accident. This was kind of me testing a demo account. I'm gonna keep this demo account. I'm gonna have it. There's that much in the account. I'm not gonna reset it. This is kind of just for me, my personal thing. And I ended up taking along here up into a volume imbalance right here, and I ended up shorting here into this new day opening gap right there, and then I added another contract there, and there two came off, and kind of just my reasoning behind that was the fact that we had 130 opening price. We marked that out. What do we get above here? We get first off, we had 2 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes today. So we had kind of some manipulation here, where we had volatility that injects within the market, and nothing that I really liked here. And then we have this daily volume imbalance right here. So we have that daily volume imbalance right here. These are the quadrants. I know it's kind of a little bit messy. And then we also have a sell side imbalance by buy side inefficiency right there that we pretty much tick right there. So we tap that. We're filling in this volume imbalance, and we're also filling in the full of that portion right there. So what do? We come above this high, and we immediately displace lower, and then we displace lower. So the fact that we're not comfortable above here, we're starting to reject that, means that, hey, we have these smooth edges right here. We likely are going to draw into this new day opening gap right here, into that new day opening gap right there. And that's what happened. We end up drawing into that. If we pull up ES drew right into this new day opening gap right here, and then we pulled off that and then took this buy side liquidity. So we entered a buy program right there. I was trying to, and like what I think I'm gonna try to do is going forward, I'm just gonna be taking demo trades, and I kind of just want to be scalping and journal all these, and then learn from these, and learn kind of more about myself and more about my model, because I'm ready for a demo account. I think that could be a good thing for me in my development. So therefore, I'm just gonna start doing this, and this was the first exercise today. Um, if I lose, if I take a loss, if there's a trade that I put on, if I second guess myself, I'm just gonna cut it and not put any pressure on myself. Like I don't need just the fact that I'm recording these, and I'm having like people out here that could possibly judge my progress. Like I don't care about that. I'm just here to do what I'm gonna do, and I don't need to put any of this added pressure onto myself. At the end of the day, if I take a loss, cool, it's okay. We'll be right back. The market will be open tomorrow. So anyways, let's kind of just get into this. So this first one was kind of a mistake. We come down, we take sell side here, and originally, I know I'm going to be in the lower time frames because honestly, like these lower time frames do show a lot. So I'm looking at this right here. There's a volume imbalance right there. I think it's on the 15-second as well. So we have a nice volume imbalance here. So in order for us to go lower, I'm thinking that we need to fill this volume imbalance. So that's kind of where I got this bias to where I want to see us trade up into that. So what I do, drop down to the 5-second. We've taken a low here. We've had displacement. We've had a fair value gap in, fair value gap out. We have a balanced price range. This should hold. If it is a balanced price range, then what do we have? We have a displacement leg right there. And then what do we have? I enter right here off of this imbalance right here with a stop below consequent encroachment of this wick right here. So I'm mapping out consequent encroachment of this wick, and that's where I want to put my stop loss, right below that imbalance and that order block. So I have 3 PD rays holding this up, and we come back down, repricing that inefficiency perfectly, and then we take off to where? So where I initially took it off was this void right here, this liquidity void. So that's also what I was saying. So we have a liquidity void on the 5-second. We have a volume balance on the 5-second. We have volume balance on the 15-second. In order for us to go lower, I'm thinking that we need to reprice into that and efficiently deliver that, which is what we did. There's the sell limit right there. So nice little scalp right there. So then we fill in this volume balance. I'm looking on the higher time frames. Yes, we do want to go lower here. So what do we have? We end up kind of consolidating here after filling in that volume imbalance, and we see sharp displacement. But I'm kind of waiting because we do have this kind of consolidation. I would like to see more of a manipulation move there. So I'm kind of just waiting. I'm chilling. And then we come up once, and then we have another displacement leg. So after we have this displacement leg, I'm like, okay, we have these lows here that are way too smooth, and then we have that new day opening gap that I want to see get repriced to. So what do we have? We have a volume imbalance right there, and I'm pretty sure that I enter in on this fair value gap. So I enter in on the fair value gap. I'm letting my stop at this high, leaving room for this volume imbalance right there. Stop goes right here, and I'm kind of just letting this one run, testing and kind of holding for patience here. So I'm kind of just waiting. Initially, I was looking to add in this volume imbalance right here, or this liquidity void, because there's no trading within that. I was looking to get filled right there. So I wanted to come up and refill me, but that never ended up happening. So I'm kind of just waiting. And then here we have a, what is it? This is a 2022 model. So we come up, we take buy side liquidity right there. What do we have? We have this fair value gap in, then we have a fair value gap out, and I'm entering right there on that imbalance. Then we come back up. Notice how, what are we doing? We're respecting constant encroachment of that. We do have this volume imbalance, but that never gets traded to. That gets left as a breakaway. And there's myself right below this low, and then right into that new day opening gap. And I don't know if I'm explaining that. I don't think it really matters. But we end up putting a low right there, right above that new day opening gap. So now we have more interest right there, and look at beautiful delivery right there. So at this point, I'm kind of waiting. I kind of did want to take another trade. It's because it's just a baseline. Like I wouldn't probably actually trade all this, but this is just kind of for me and just to see and measure my growth. So right here, I'm waiting for that 345 macro of the market on close. I'm waiting for that 350 volatility injection. And as we see, we come down. We have this imbalance that we repriced to. Originally, I thought that we could actually draw lower into this inefficiency right here that never got filled. We look at ES. Right now, we're within a new day opening gap right there. And so we respect this new day opening gap right here, and then we draw up into these new day opening gaps. So hindsight, yes, we end up coming up into these equal highs here. I didn't think it was as clear as the time. I mean, looking back, it kind of does look a little clear, but I did want to see this inefficiency get traded too. But had I seen ES, that new day opening gap, it's all hindsight. So what do we do here? This is what I should have seen. So we come up, and then we actually trade into this. So we're respecting this new day opening gap, which is telling. When we're respecting the new day opening gap, that probably implies that we're either within a buy model or a sell model. So right now, we're within a buy model right here. And then what do we see? 345 market on close macro opens, and then we just see immediate repricing up to buy side liquidity there. During the 345 macro, I'm looking for an SMT. So I'm scouting. I'm looking for an SMT, and then right here we end up having an SMT here. So we had an SMT there, and then that explains this pricing higher. And then I actually entered a trade here, and then I exited like just in a little bit of profit. I was actually looking for this high up here, which like this too deep of a premium. I this shouldn't have been one that I took, but it like the draw was there. We're still in an existing buy program, so that's also good. But looking back, I'm glad, and I'm very fortunate that I was able to forecast a move like this. Although I think that it would just, we're too deep of a premium. There's no really need. I just kind of wanted to test my ability within this end of day macro. So as we see, we have that new day opening gap. We repriced right to. Down close candles are now supporting price right here. Down close candle, down close candle right there, and then we end up repricing higher. We have an institutional order flow entry drill right there. I'm gonna zoom in on a 5 second there, and then this is where we form the SMT. So we come up SMT, and we displace higher to that buy side. And then kind of just this entry, I was looking for a retracement back down into this order block to then see expansion. And that's exactly what happened. But I wanted to see faster delivery because I was looking for higher. I was looking for this volume balance to get traded to again, which we don't really need to because we've already been there. We've already delivered buy side. So this draw, although it's still going to be sufficient, or it's still going to be important in the future, we've already delivered that today. So we don't really need to. As to earlier when we already delivered that. So coming back down into this order block, that's kind of where I put my entry right there. I actually put it on that wick, kind of support and resistance why I trade because we have an imbalance right there. So we come back down, we have this constant encroachment that gets respected right there, and we end up repricing the buy side right there. and then coming back down, taking this low during the 401 macro, and then we come back up, and it looks like we might deliver higher here into this inefficiency during Asia session. But let's zoom into the 5-second. Just kind of look at this. So we have that new day opening gap right there that isn't shown on this 5-second chart. And I'm just looking for an SMT during this macro, first off, and also before that a bias, because SMT isn't a thing if there's not a bias. So we come down here, we have SMT that we put in there, and then we see displacement. I just don't think that the 350 macro or the 345 market on close macro, I just don't think it was as clear today, and that's cool because the past few days it has been pretty clear, and I think that it will be clear maybe sometime in the future. But for today, it wasn't as clear, so I'm not really beating myself up. But I was kind of trying to force an entry here. It's kind of why because I want to do this for a baseline understanding of what I have. But also, like, if it's not there, then there's no reason to force it. Like, I don't think that's a good mindset to have. But we're just doing this for my growth, because if I'm trading live, like, I'm not gonna force a trade that's not there. So we have this volume imbalance we're respecting, consequent correction of that wick, and we end up delivering to buy side a little bit after market close. So yeah, that was kind of just the PM session for me and how I look to trade it. I was waiting for FOMC meeting minutes. After that happened, we had manipulation, and then what do we see? New day opening gap get delivered. On ES, we traded right to a new day opening gap, and then after that, we end up seeing displacement, market structure shift, imbalance with a new day opening gap. That proves that we're in a buy model, so therefore we're in a market maker buy model here, and then we end up trading into that. So I could have seen this, but I don't need it. Like, it's not. I don't expect myself to see every single fluctuation in price, and that's kind of what I'm doing on these lower time frames. But it's also a good thing because now I can go back and I can journal and say, hey, I didn't see this. It was pleasing that I can go back in hindsight, and I'm able to see that we had a new day opening gap that got respected. I'm pleasing to see that on ES we delivered to that new day opening gap. So therefore, I'm going to take this experience and I'm going to apply it in the future, which is why I'm kind of wanting to do this. And I think I might start doing this every single day, and therefore I think I might grow and experience a little bit better. But yeah, that was my little assessment today. I'm gonna keep the same account. I'm not gonna reset or anything. Because there's no pressure on me, bro. Like, there's no pressure on me. So this is the amount I have in the account balance, and we're just gonna keep on trading. And I appreciate you, and I will see y'all in the next one.